more minutes for anyone else to manifest. So I will clear the space and call in the angels, the White Time Healing Masters, and all other beings of love, light, truth, and manifestation who choose to participate. Small group, which is excellent, because it means more intimate conversation. I have here a handout. This is a diagram of the chakra system as it is understood to be evolving into. All right. So my name is Bradford Tilden, and I'm going to be talking about universal white time healing as a modality for the new wave of consciousness coming to this planet. We all acknowledge that there's definitely some shifts happening, and it can be attributed to many different influences. The bottom line is consciousness is expanding, and our frequencies are increasing. And this causes many different effects. And some of the effects are not so good, they're challenging. Other effects are wonderful. The advent of all these new modalities, crystal healing, sound healing, energy healing, all of it, it's just exploding. People are connecting to their guides, their masters, their angels. Everything is sort of waking up and shifting as long as we do the work, right? Because we have come here at this time on this planet to do things, to do work, to discover who we really are, to heal karma. Sometimes it's not even our own. Some of us incarnate here having to work with karmic resolutions on a massive scale. I know people who contracted illnesses simply to pave the way to recover from these illnesses, right? And these are lots of things. And so for me, I've always been very drawn to initially the occult, paganism, Carl Jung, however you would want to pronounce it. And, you know, in college, I was studying comparative religion and all sorts of things, and music, of course. And then I went to massage school, and I discovered the chakras for the first time. I was 23. There was a time when I didn't know what a chakra was, right? And it's these things that you learn. But I was always seeking something, and I was always writing my dreams down. And one day, I followed these breadcrumbs to meet a woman who happens to be the head teacher for Universal White Time Gemstone Healing in the United States, in California. And I had a dream about that encounter, and that dream was in a hexagon-shaped room, and her healing room was a hexagon shape. It was the exact same room. And the end of the dream was a very strong symbol of prosperity. And when I received my first gemstone treatment from her, It was such a profound energetic experience that I immediately decided to study with her. I had no idea what the modality was. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. My next class with her was the level 4 gemstone class, and suddenly I'm being told that this is a modality that was created by extraterrestrials. And my grandmother, she was all crazy, and she handed me that book, Communion, I think it is, by Whitley Strieber. And when I was in high school, I was terrified of the cover of a gray. And I was reading it, and I was facing my mirror. I had to have it face down on my nightstand because I couldn't see the picture of it, because I think I was a contactee when I was a kid, but I felt that it was a traumatic experience. And so, I'm finally having the confidence to declare this with my full authenticity that, we are not alone, and we have to admit that. No, I haven't been picked up by a spaceship in my conscious waking form, but I know I have contacts, I know I visit stuff, and I know everyone else probably has too. The reality is, we are, as a planet in our solar system, in the outskirts of the galaxy. We are in Hickville. There's very few star systems near us. I think the closest one, I'm not good at astrology, but the ones that we see, but it's not the dense galactic core where there are billions of planets with billions of different species. And they are all part of a galactic federation of light, or at least the ones who choose to join it. And one thing that's important to know is that maybe 95% of extraterrestrial races are benevolent, and they're part of this alliance. And this alliance uses a modality of ancient healing called universal white time. It is known in the universe, and this woman from Sweden, she's in her 60s now. Her name is Shani Santara Shah. She is an incarnated extraterrestrial and has full waking knowledge of her extraterrestrial self, and the fact that she is part of this alliance, and that she has brought this modality to help us to transition essentially to the new Earth. So unlike Reiki, it is not based on Earth. Reiki is an Earth-based modality. Most people don't know that Reiki was also sourced from an extraterrestrial contact experience by the founder, Yusui Ryoko, who was up on a mountaintop, and a spaceship came and gave him the symbols and the transmission. And that's something that I love how the state departments, the states now they put a tax on Reiki services in hospitals. Do they know? But anyway, it's that sort of light infiltrate. I'm a light work espionage. I'm a light work espionage. I work in that sort of thing. I go and I put giant crystals in bodies of water. I threw one off of a bridge in San Francisco once because it told me to, because it needed to go down there to help the tectonic plates. Okay, that's good. And and so here I am. I'm 26. I had just quit my day job, and I decided to trust the universe that I would be provided for. I was in a sound healing school, and suddenly I'm faced with this modality that obviously I have some sort of important role in, because on the first page of the binder was a symbol of protection from the Galactic Alliance, and I had been drawing that symbol on my book covers in 6th grade. And I was like, okay, I have to accept this. So anyway, what is White Time Healing, right? That's what we're all about. White Time Healing is basically all time as one unit. White time is understood a lot more outside of the illusion of 3-dimension and linear time. Actually, all timelines occur simultaneously. If you ever are interested in going down a certain rabbit hole, I would highly suggest you read Dolores Cannon's work. She was an amazing hypnotherapist. She developed this deep healing modality of quantum hypnosis. She actually contacted Nostradamus as if they were speaking next to each other, and he witnessed her as this being of light, because if we were to go back in time, we would glow to the people, because the frequencies of Earth are so high, and our vibration is much higher now than it was in the Dark Ages, literally. And that's partly because of the rotation of our solar system around the galactic core. So now we're getting more towards the alignment with the galactic core, and I call it a galactic summer. And this galactic summer is bringing more light and knowledge and consciousness to the planet. And this woman, Shani, was given permission to start teaching this modality in 1995, because the collective vibration of humanity was high enough to receive it. And initially there was a lot of responsibility. You had to be approved by these higher beings to take these classes. And now it's starting to spread all over the globe. It first went into Europe and down into Australia, then to California, and then I connected with it, and I came here to the East Coast. I'm essentially an ambassador for this modality. And it's just beautiful because it uses the frequencies of unconditional love. So with the time as one unit, hence the white time, like white color, all colors, white noise, all noise, when you do this healing, you can go back in time to when the situation first occurred and do the healing there, concurrently do it in the present and do it in the future. Rumor has it, some white time healers can use their white time healing to walk through a wall because they can bring their vibration to a time when the wall wasn't there. And so it's very interesting. But I love it because it really nurtures and brings out the person's unique abilities. I believe I was selected because of my abilities with sound. And I believe that also just because I've always not subscribed to, the consensus matrix reality. And I don't know why, but the people that I've trained, I see the transformation. I see them waking up to their full potential. And so, I'm here, I'm talking, I'm representing these vibrations. They're beautiful to work with. And that's really much everything that I have to say about it right now. Let's see. It did. I could tell stories about my experiences, but I think most importantly, it's about the knowledge and bringing back. And also, one thing that's important is it's very inclusive. Nowhere in the material does it say that you have to do it this way or that you can only do this, right? A lot of modalities or cosmologies or, whatever, they're very strict and they say you have to do this, you have to follow this. White time, everywhere in it, the idea is to express yourself, to customize it to your personal expression of truth. And I think that's so beautiful because what I'm discovering is everyone is correct. Everyone is right in their truth. And we have to honor everyone for where they are with the basic understanding of doing no wrong or doing no harm, right? Anyone can do anything they want if it's not harming themselves or others. And that's basically harmony. So, do you have any questions? Okay, take it in. Okay, so there are 2 tracks in White Time Healing. There's the energy healing. I'm a level 2 energy healing practitioner. You get assigned at least 3 guides when you take these classes, especially the gemstone classes, and my guides have introduced themselves to me. And it basically becomes a lifestyle. I use the energy every day. In fact, as the level healer I am, I'm actually transmitting white time energy all the time. It's just I'm a beacon of light. And the more that I honor and I work with earth and consciousness and all life, the more it's just my life is just blossoming. And it's beautiful and it's contagious. And it is a very high vibration. And what do you want me to say? Okay. So currently there are 3 head teachers in the United States. There's one in LA, one in Colorado, and one in Arizona. And it's just, I call it my corporate ladder. I'm the highest ranking gemstone teacher in the East Coast, and I'm excited about that. I love to travel to different locations to teach the classes, to get people inspired and to disseminate the energy. The gemstone healing really started me with the experience, and I ran with it. And my guides had me also start to work with Lemurian seed crystals. And if you visit my booth or know me, you'll know I've been chosen as an ambassador for Lemurian seed crystals. So a quick little note on that. All the star races that seeded this planet of life in ancient Lemuria and everything, I think there's 12 or 13 of them. I'm connected with Sirius, Arcturus, the Pleiades star system. Just, you just need to know the Pleiades is a huge group of star systems. So, you know, if you say I'm from the Pleiades, the people watching us from up there are laughing because it's like saying, like, oh, you know, I'm from Texas. Do you know so-and-so? Right? It's just not, you know, I'm from America. Okay, where? You know, like, so it's a big joke out there. But everything actually is understood through frequency. Frequency is extremely significant. And the gemstone layouts give you very specific frequencies, and the frequencies of unconditional love is actually the one that we work with White Time. There's a symbol called Assay, which is very strong that you use. And it's very simple and elegant. Yeah. So I do have a rotation of classes. I've got my level 1 gemstone healing class coming up very soon in September. The level 1 energy healing course coming up at the end of this month. Currently I'm teaching out of Higganum, Connecticut, which is a little south of Middletown. Although I will be teaching in Brantford starting in November and next year and branching out. White Time has brought me to Peru. It has brought me to Portugal. It has brought me to Hawaii. It has brought me to Spain. I'm looking to go to Germany, and I'd love to go back to Australia, but I studied abroad there when I was younger. And it's just an adventure. So one thing that I know about a lot of Reiki practitioners I've talked to who've segued to White Time is that they've found that Reiki is sort of a glass ceiling. And I'm honoring all modalities. I'm not saying one is better than the other. In fact, one of the gemstone healing practitioners that I train, she's a phenomenal Reiki master, and she only wants Reiki, and that's fantastic. But if you want more, or if you feel like you're a starseed, or you're from some place that's bigger and better than what everyone sees before us in the 3 dimension, White Time might be something that would interest you. And even if you don't want to use it professionally, it's a huge upgrade. And oh yes, the other thing is that initiations, they remove blockages. Now blockages are different than blockages like an emotional blockage. We have, if you were to view your aura, there is, and someone who's really adept at reading auras, they can see blockages. These blockages are designed for you to overcome in this lifetime. The blockages are why you don't remember your last incarnation. They're why, you know, you don't really know where you're from, or, you know, this, or why, you know, if you lived in France in the 1500s, why you can't speak French right now. These blockages are put there for you that you designed before you incarnated here as, like, you know, the see if you can overcome, right? You've set it up for yourself. Because if we knew everything, it wouldn't be exciting and it wouldn't be an adventure. But these blockages, these initiations, in the first level class, a total of 950 steps are removed, and a step is a removal of a blockage, and that each step corresponds to about 40 hours of, no, I'm sorry, one step is like 1 hour of healing or meditation. So instead of meditating for 950 hours to remove these blockages, they'll be removed within a 15-minute initiation. And then there's other upgrades and openings that continue that you can accelerate your spiritual growth. And I think that's the key. Because, you know, the spiritual growth is really how we can become successful in life. You know, to grow spiritually, have a fulfilling life. And White Time Healing offers all of these opportunities and more. And there's no pressure and no obligation for anything. So I think the next guy's coming up soon, maybe, I'm not sure. But I have some flyers over there, my list of upcoming events, my Facebook page, Crystal Music Healing, I do a lot of that. I know this is a talk about White Time Healing, but I'm also obviously a sound healer and a composer, and I fuse all of this stuff together. Well, I did mention the Lemurians. So the star seeds, the star races that seeded life on this planet, as far as I know, Lemuria is agreed to be the first real civilization of that was, they were pretty bioluminescent, but a lot of people who are alive now incarnated in Lemuria, and it's my belief that it's that same knowledge of White Time Healing that they gave the ancient Lemurians. And they planted that information in the Lemurian seed crystals because they knew Lemuria would, well, basically what happened is the lava flow that kept the island continent above sea level moved, and it sank, and Hawaii is the last remnants. But all of that information is actually the same as White Time. But what I've understood is over the the years, millennia of humans evolving on Earth, it was preserved in the oral traditions, the mystery schools, and also through that fun game of like operator or telephone. A lot of the information was transformed, and especially when consciousness fell, I won't go into why or how I think it fell, but it was really dependent on our intuition to perceive the vibrations and the truth of things. Like rose quartz, for example, is a good thing. Rose quartz, if you were to map its literal frequency, it corresponds to the general frequency of the heart chakra. So when you actually place it on a heart chakra, it amplifies. You want to feel that rose quartz energy? Here. I could do that. Anyway, I won't tell you what to do. I can pull the frequencies of any gemstone and send it anywhere, and that's one thing that I teach people to do. It's like, this is a quantum holographic reality, right? And we're actually learning how to manifest with our hands. That's actually how to master the manifestation with energy is the role of the Earth School. And on the new Earth, it'll be a lot more immediate. And so one of the classes that's coming up is a 10-week online course called the New Earth Teachers. And again, this is full of information that Shani, the founder, has brought to humanity through the veil of separation, let this of the galactic community. We're not actually part of it yet. We want to be, but that won't happen until our world leaders agree to join the Galactic Federation. So right now, there's different strategies. One strategy is for extraterrestrials to incarnate as a human to bypass that gap of communication. The other thing is to communicate with us through crystals, meditation, channelings, right? When you think of a channel, they've got a direct line through the veil that our Earth is kind of like engulfed in, like separated, almost in quarantine because of our belligerent nature and hostility towards each other. We're basically like, kids fighting in a sandbox, and there's these very elevated, spiritual beings that are looking at us going like, come on now, wake up. And so, White Time is one of the I'm going to use the word infiltrate. It infiltrates because it's just so pure and good. So that class is coming up. It's really great. Tons of meditations, initiations, and you can actually teach it immediately after you take it, because the whole point is to disseminate the information. So I don't have a watch. Does anyone know if it's time yet? I want to be respectful of the next person. I have a few minutes. All right. So this chakra system, really quick. Our traditional 7 chakras, the aspects, the qualities, the vibrations in them, they are being compressed into our lower chakras, while the qualities of the chakras that were above our crown are coming down into our body, and the chakras below our feet are moving up into our body. An enlightened master has integrated every chakra above his or her crown or energy field direct to the source, and also to the ground or to the planet that they're on. So if you meet an ascended, that's an ascended master, right? Enlightenment is different than ascended, right? Ascended masters, they've appeared, they've got the rays. I'm not going to go into that, but that's that thing. So we now, our higher self is actually anchoring in where our solar plexus used to be. There's a fun handout here for you, and you can see the color of it is indigo. And so what's interesting is, last thing about paradigms, old structures have to dismantle for new structures to come. That whole little beautiful chakra illustration that everyone sees with the pretty rainbow, it's obsolete. And you have to understand that we have evolved or are evolving. Our political systems, our economic systems, our nutritional needs are all shifting. And our spiritual needs have to develop as well. So those old systems, it's like version 1, but we're moving into human 2.0. So the information is important to get out there for people to start to understand that there really is no separation between you and your higher self anymore. Of course, there's a higher self for your higher self, and it goes on from there, but that's a conversation for another day. I'm going to end this with more music until they kick me out. All right, so again, I have some handouts there, and my booth is, I've got all the crystals over there. Come say hi, and that's that. I appreciate your participation. At the very least, spread the word. White Time Healing. Perfect. Yeah. I would be honored to have you there. Yes, I train certifications, professional certifications in Universal White Time Healing, Energy, and Gemstone Healing. 2 different branches. My flyers are there, my concert. I've got concerts.
That's why I came here, was basically we're talking. I want to go get the Mary Stone and Quartz Crystal because I had lost one.
Okay, excellent. Sure. Yeah, I was saying, I kind of never finished the story. They chose me to teach, to develop other classes called the Lemurian School of Intuitive Natural Healing that is all about our human experience, because the white time, it comes from the higher beings looking down saying, this is what you need right now, but they don't necessarily have the human experience. There are people incarnating now, it's their first time as a human, and unfortunately a lot of them commit suicide because they can't handle it. They're like, oh my God, what did I sign up for? But there are people, I believe I've been around for a very long time.
Do you think that there's souls who have never been human yet?
Yes.
It's got to be a little percentage.
Well, there is. When I read Dolores Cannon, I would highly recommend it. She's a hypnotherapist who did amazing research. She's passed away recently. She found there's 3 waves of volunteers who are helping to contribute to raising the frequency to get humanity to ascend. Kick me out whenever you need. Okay. And she said, and she found in contacting source consciousness through deep meditative hypnotic states, that some of these souls, some of these beings that she had on her table, they actually came directly from source. And this was their first incarnation. Some old souls, they separated from source a long time ago. They've incarnated as extraterrestrials, as elementals, as animals, as humans, as crystals, as planets. Some are new to this world. And so going back to they need a lot of support because they don't understand how to be human. And so, this modality really helps to give them the confidence and to feel that they're not alone, right? Star seeds are one of these examples. And we all have a mission, and our mission is to contribute to the transformation of the planet and human consciousness. And the Lemurian classes, the Lemurians acknowledge the human experience. And my guides had me create layouts for the healing childhood grief, childhood trauma, childhood shame, balancing past life powers. That's a big one, right? How many people were burned at the stake or decapitated, or oh my God. How many of us were slave owners, right? How many of us handed out those? Right. How many of us were oracles, living in the mountains? So that's really where the Lemurian seed crystals come in, because they assist us in our heritage. And the Lemurians in the white time, they meet and unify once again. And that's my time. Thank you very much.
I didn't hear all much. I apologize if you've covered this, but were you referring to epigenetics and how the code is carried through?
Yes, that's part of it. Lemurians are very good at activating the DNA strands. Lemurian seed crystals. They're like little mini activator, and they key right to your DNA. If you want to, I'm really interested in human and extraterrestrial DNA, and there's this book I have to recommend called The New Humans by a woman from New Zealand. Her name is Mary Rodwell, and she plunges right into whistleblower geneticists that say we don't really have junk DNA. It's actually the very advanced extraterrestrial DNA that's waiting to be activated. So yeah, and epigenetics, you can definitely influence and change your genes just by thought. Yeah. All right, I got a booth. Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.